Good morning. My name is Philip and welcome to my Masterbuilt 800. Today we're going to be doing a pork belly. What I have here is it's about a little over a 2.5 pound pork belly that I bought a while ago. Well, actually it's the leftover. I had bought one and cut it in half and made pork burnt ends then. So today I'm going to make burnt ends again, but a little bit differently. Normally, you will cube the pork belly, then put it in the grill. Today, I'm going to do it on my rotisserie rack. Then after it has gotten to a temperature, I'm going to say about 165, I'm going to pull it off, shut the grill off, bring it in, cube it, put it in the pan, add the other ingredients, and then into the oven until it's done. I want to see how this is going to turn out. What I'm expecting is a little less bark. I want to compare the taste differences from that. So let's get to it. The first thing I'm going to do is season with Cosmos Q Dirty Bird. This is one I've used before and I like it. And normally I will slather meat, but today I'm going to try it without a slather on it, just to get a comparison, if you will. I kind of wish I had me a place outside. The inside, sprinkling this stuff is messy. Gets on the floor. There. I think that will be enough. So now it's just a matter of putting it on my rack. Easy enough to do. Put it on the rack. I'm going to use my FireBoard pulse meter to keep track of the internal temperature. There, I think that will do. Now, we add this to the top. Now, you've seen before where I use springs to hold all this together, so I'm not going to show you again. It's really, for those who haven't seen it, just take a spring. Let me get one. Had them somewhere. There you are. A spring that is open on both ends. You'll hook one down here and attach the other one here. Then when I do this end, it will hold it together. And I'll put probably about 6 springs on there. So we'll be back in just a little bit and I'll show you putting it on the grill. I do have the grill preheated to 225. I did not put any wood chunks in today because I'm out. Got to get some. So we'll be back. Please stay by. Now that I have the springs attached and we're back at the grill, I can put my rack into the rotisserie motor. And I am really impressed with this one grill rotisserie motor. That thing, I haven't been able to slow it down yet. I got maybe a little nugget of an idea in the back of my head to try a small hog at one time, if I can find one short enough to fit in there. We'll have to think about that. So we'll be back in about an hour and give you a look at how it's going then. About an hour has passed, and the belly is looking really good. I didn't mention before, but what the rub I was putting on was Cosmos Dirty Bird. It's a good general purpose rub, and I like it. So this is doing good. We'll come back in another hour and take a look. Might spritz it then. Another hour has passed, and it hit 165 internal at about the same time, so I just brought it in and took it off the rack. And you can see it looks absolutely gorgeous. Both sides got just a little bit of a crust on there, which is exactly what I'm going for. The reason I'm doing it this way is to not end up with that leather-like exterior that I get sometimes. I don't have bottom teeth, and I don't like to gnaw on that leather jerky type stuff. So I'm trying to tame it somewhat by doing it this way. I hope it works. So what we're going to do now is cut this into cubes. And you can see that the racks made grid lines, which makes it absolutely easy to cut. I mean, just count over 3. And waha, bonus. Let's go this way. I can't see the things that way. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. So I end up with a few smaller pieces this way, but most of them are about the same size. Now I have a full pan ready, and I also have the oven preheating to 225. It's there now, so it's waiting. So I just put all these in the pan. And this works out good, only having the half a belly, because most of this will fit in the bottom of the pan and not be piled on top of one another. Also, I want to put this juice in here. Now, I have, let me get over here, 3/4 cup of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. Good stuff. 3/4 cup of brown sugar. Just sprinkle all over. And 3/4 of a stick of butter. Now you might be saying, Philip, did you try to do everything 3/4? And the short answer is no. 3/4 stick of butter, because that's what I had. The other things just kind of seem like a good amount. I don't have a recipe or anything I'm going by. And now, something I heard Heath Riles say in a video, a little honey for the money. Although there is no money involved. And I don't know how much honey for the money, but that's what we're going to use. Now, one last thing before I put it in the oven. I have a probe attached to my FireBoard, which I brought into the house. And I think this one right here will probably be about as good as any. We'll stick the probe in here. Cover with a piece of foil. And then into the oven. Until that probe reads, oh, let's say 203. I don't know how long that's going to take. It is 141 right now. So, into the oven. On the middle shelf. I don't believe y'all can see that. But there we go. So I'm not going to open it up until that temperature reaches 203. Then I'll probe it and make sure everything's nice and tender. If it's not, I'll cover it back up and let it go. So when it's done, I'll come back again. It may be tomorrow. I don't know yet. Depends on what this afternoon brings. So we'll see you later. Okay, it has been about 4.5 hours, I think. I believe it was about 1:30. So yeah, about 4.5 hours. The internal temperature of the pork belly, or the 1 cube anyway, is up to 188. So what I'm going to do now, I've raised the temperature of the oven to 300 degrees. So I'm going to remove the foil. Oh, that looks pretty good there. It smells delicious. Get me a little thing here. And basically I want to get everything wet again. Just a gentle stir to get everything mixed up in the bottom, the sugar, the honey, and leave them until we get to an internal temperature around 203, somewhere around in there. So we'll be back then. All right, we have reached an internal temperature of 203 degrees. So let's take it out. I'm going to turn the oven off. Let's take it out and see what we look like. And I can say they look pretty doggone good. What I'm going to do now, because it's so late, it's almost 7 o'clock, I'm going to let these cool and put them in the refrigerator. Then tomorrow, we'll come back and take a look at what the finished product is. So, I'll see you tomorrow. It's now the next day. When I left y'all last night, I had taken the pan out of the oven and uncovered it and gave you a look. After that, I removed the cubes from the pan and put them in a piece of foil, wrapped them, and put them in the refrigerator. Then I drained the juice in the pan into a saucepan, and that's where we are right now. You can see there's the gelatin in the bottom with this ridge of fat. I reached in after the fat had solidified and pulled it off. because fat is flavor, but like salt, too much can be a bad thing. So I took out some of the salt, and what I'm going to do now is heat this up and reduce it until it gets to about the consistency of pancake syrup. I don't want something like ice cream topping, real thick, heavy, but I don't want something real thin either. So I'm going to take care of this, get the sauce to where I want it, and then later on I'll be back and we'll do the next steps. All right, bring you up to speed. I reduced the sauce some, and after it got to where I liked it, which was to dip a spoon in and let the excess drip off, then I run my finger down the back. It left a clear trail, so it's just perfect in my opinion. So then I added about 2 teaspoons of yellow mustard, and I took a stick blender and just whipped it together, and that emulsified the oil, the barbecue sauce, the butter, the honey, so that there's not a layer of oil or grease or whatever. It's all one combined mess sauce. So I've got the cubes put into a sous vide bag, but I'm not going to vacuum seal it. I'm going to take this and carefully being the key word here, try to pour this sauce over it. I would say that was successful. So now I've got my container with water in it, and I'm going to put the bag up through this grate. And what this does is the water squeezes in and pushes out the air in the bag. This takes the place of vacuum sealing it for this purpose. I didn't want to vacuum seal it because I didn't want a vacuum to just crush the pork cubes. So now I'm going to get my immersion thing, heater, whatever you want, circulator heater, and I will leave this up on top so the air can get out, and I'm going to set it at 155 degrees and go for about 2 hours. It should be heated through then. I'm not trying to cook this. I just want to gently heat everything back up so all the meat fibers and everything can relax, absorb the sauce and stuff. So we'll be back at that point. All right, finally, we're ready. It's, as I said before, it's the next day. I've had the pork belly chunks or cubes in a bag with the sauce in them. They've been going for about an hour at 155 to warm them back up gradually and let everything come back together again. So now let's just see how it turned out. Well, they look beautiful. I do mean absolutely beautiful. Find me a little fork here. Or a big fork, it doesn't matter. This is so good. The sauce is just the right thickness on there. When you squeeze, that sauce, it is so good. It's not like candy. It's not overly sweet. Let's see what it tastes like. Well, actually, I'm going to tear this in half. Mmm. That is so good. That little fat in there is like gelatin. It's the only real way I can say it is gelatinous. The meat is tender, yet it still has a little bit of chew to it. It's not mushy. There is no leather-like strands on the outside. That was my main goal. So this, my friends, is a winner. A little bit of extra work maybe, but oh, so well worth it. So well worth it. You try it again, or for the first time on your Masterbuilt, and see how it works out for you. And remember, I'm walking here. See you next time. Thanks for watching.